the Frames Per Second podcast.
Welcome to another episode of the Frames Per Second podcast. My name is Mike. I'm your host for the evening. Next to me, I have Rod.
What up?
Next to me, I have Ken.
Hola.
In the bathroom taking a shit, I have Spike.
That's messed up.
Dunk. And today we are talking about the newest film in the Megan franchise. This is Megan 2.0. This is a direct follow-up to the last film. I'm going to start with you, Rod. Were you excited and did you like it?
I won't say excited. Excited is strong, but I wasn't mad that we had to go watch it because I did have fun at the first one. I did have it did kind of surprise me. So I was looking forward to see if it could be like another surprise watch. And yeah, it just wasn't. It wasn't. It just yeah. I don't think this is the best follow up to it. Personally, but you know, it was okay. But yeah, nah.
Ken, were you excited and did you like it?
Nah, I wasn't as excited because I think it's hard to really top one of top like a very memorable movie moment.
Sure.
The way they did in the first one. So that's a really tall task to ask. But I was definitely curious about what they would do, with it. Overall, I didn't think it was bad. I think the turn for it was different and interesting. I don't know if I like that. Basically that Terminator thing. I like evil Megan, but overall it was fine. It was fine.
What about you, Spike?
Now y'all got me glad that I didn't watch the first one first. I went into this raw. I didn't watch the other one.
I went into this raw.
How'd that work out for you, bro?
I enjoyed the
Forrest
hell
Gump?
out of this.
Oh, yeah?
I enjoyed the hell out of this. This was good. Because I wasn't familiar with her like snarkiness. I didn't know the fan base. Like you said, I was surprised with so many like young black girls in there. Like it was just all new to me, and I don't have a reference point for the first one to be like, damn, this didn't live up to it.
Yeah,
I was thoroughly surprised in a good way. I was like, damn, I actually enjoyed this.
so you want that baby to be quiet?
Yeah, I did. I was mad. I was mad, Rod. Like we was talking about earlier, there was somebody in there crying. I was looking over there like, you know how you aggressively look over like you want them to see you looking like they ain't gonna leave out. Yeah, so I enjoyed this movie.
I feel like they definitely doubled down on the snark.
Oh, it was so good. That's what I enjoyed the most about it. I was like, oh, she funny.
Like Chucky or Chucky
Yeah,
vibes, right?
because Chucky used to be one of my favorite movies.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it definitely reminded me of that.
So was I excited? Not excited, but the trailers made it look like it was going to be. Well, you already went, right? Yes, that was going to be a lot of fun. So I was interested. I was definitely going to see it, whether or not we were reviewing it. Did I like it? No, no. I was very disappointed because I think that was what was so great about the first one was it felt like, God damn, this motherfucker ready, bruh. This motherfucker ready. He said, "Fuck this goddamn seat, bro."
You went Fat Joe on the mic.
He did. The
walls sweating.
The walls are sweating. The walls are crying right now. God damn, bruh. Jesus Christ. Anyways, yeah, it's just I liked the first one because it felt like Child's Play. It was a campy slasher film with a little weirdo looking little doll. It was great. It was so much fun. This one, Ken said it, the same thing I have in my notes. They took the idea from Terminator 2 and they expected it to work, and I don't think it worked. They went from a horror movie to like an action comedy. I don't know why. So nah, I didn't it wasn't bad. I'll say that. It wasn't like it was trash. There wasn't a moment where I was like, God, this movie fucking sucks. It wasn't like that. It was just it was nowhere near as good as the first one to me.
You made me realize why I liked it too. It wasn't horror. I just thought about that. It was not a horror movie at all. It was an action movie.
Yeah,
Dang.
Yep.
And I think it might work well for the audience that the first one gained.
I don't know because
Black folks, bro.
Yeah, but I don't know how your theater was or y'all.
Oh, they were in there. Black folks in there.
No, I'm
silent.
just
They were talking to
mine
the
too.
screen. They were
Facts.
laughing. Yeah.
See, I didn't have all that. It was
Okay.
black folks in there, majority black folks. But I sat, and I was so mad. A lady sat right next to me. I'm like, all these fucking seats in here
hate
sat
that.
right next to me.
And you order you reserve your ticket first, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Yep.
Farted.
Yep.
I did reserve it.
That is actually
That's what I do.
good. I would have to keep that in mind.
But yeah, she
Just
was
like
ready. But she was ready though. She was talking to the screen before. Oh, let's go, Megan. What Megan gonna do this time?
Oh no, I'd have moved. I'd have moved.
Oh my god!
Man, you
And
don't
she
shut your
and she
ass
was
up.
quiet. So
Megan didn't do shit, huh?
She was waiting on her to just do some shit, and it just never came. It just never happened for her.
My theater was like reactive, like
Mine
you said,
too.
talking to the
Really?
when
Now,
she,
mine was not like that,
bro, it went wild when she started.
But yeah,
singing.
we'll,
Oh, the
yeah,
singing
yeah,
shit
yeah.
now.
But anyway, let's go through the movie.
Yeah. For the record, I think my issue was it was overcomplicated for no reason. I think that's what bothered me so much. But so it starts with a sequence where it's bouncing back and forth between a masked group holding a woman hostage and a military group talking about having a weapon asset in the field, and then we find out that the hostage that we're seeing is actually a robot. The robot takes out a whole crew of bad guys before they realize that she's actually being controlled by someone else after she kills the hostage that she was supposed to save. Rob, what did you think about the way this movie started?
I thought it did actually start off pretty interesting. I was like, okay, so it's another AI. I didn't know what they were doing exactly. I didn't know if this was going to be like a grown-up version of Megan or some shit. Like I didn't know exactly what they were doing. So they did draw me in to see. Okay, all right, they're going a slightly different route right now. Let me see if I'm gonna stay hooked. And yeah, it was just all right. No, I'm sorry. That first part was interesting. Yeah.
Ken?
I didn't see this part. Remember?
Oh,
Whoops.
damn.
Alrighty, Spike.
I like this part.
Yeah.
I liked it dropping us right off into the action. Yeah, it worked for me. I was like, oh, okay, they got this super bad Terminator type chick. So yeah,
Did you recognize her?
No, not immediately. No, I still don't.
She was in Ahsoka. She was Shin Hati in Ahsoka. The girl that was with Balin Skull. Doesn't matter.
Oh yeah. I know she looked familiar.
Yeah.
I just couldn't make out the face.
So hopefully Ken saw this part. This one we catch up with Gemma Forrester from the first movie. She's now this AI ethics person, and we see that Katie is in therapy. So Ken, did you see this part, and was it good to see them again?
It sounded like it was good to see them. I didn't see
You didn't see this
this
part either. Alrighty.
Yeah.
And I can't ask Spike. It spiked into the first one. So Rob, was it good to? Oh, wait, go ahead.
I would say about that part, it didn't make me feel guilty about not seeing the first one because it filled me in on everything that happened.
They did do a good job of that.
Mm.
So yeah, that is true.
It was weird, bro. Because like I didn't remember because the little girl was younger,
Way
I think.
younger.
Yeah, way younger.
Yeah.
So it threw me off at first. I was like, are these new actors or whatever? But nah, yeah, I was a little thrown off at first. Because I only seen Megan once. Like I didn't see it like again. But I didn't really remember. I was like, are these the same people or whatnot? Because the one person I remember from Megan was the Asian guy, the guy that kind of created her or something like that in the
I don't
lab.
remember.
I remember him more than anyone.
So did he die in the first one?
I think he died. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm sure. Yeah, he died.
Okay. All right. Well, we meet Cristian, who runs a company where he warns people about the dangers of AI. Then we cut to Tess and Cole, who are building these robotics, this exoskeleton, and they're having a meeting with investors to discuss it. And the failed meeting leads to the introduction of Alton Appleton, this dude rolling in on a wheelchair looking like a fake ass Professor X, and he wants to sell them a neurochip for the robotics. And when he's able to like stand up out of his chair, this convinces them that he knows what he's talking about. So Spike, did you like this scene?
Yeah, I liked
Was
it.
Appleton interesting to you?
He was interesting. I thought it was hilarious when he took the phone call, like right there when she was talking. When he hit his head, like the neural thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought that was good, but yeah, it was fine.
I think this is like the part I saw when I sat down. I was thinking Elon, because Elon's been working on that damn chip,
Yeah.
that neural chip. So I definitely thought about him.
Evil Steve Jobs.
Yeah. So I thought this was interesting. Glad to know that I was late getting to the theater for people listening, but glad to know I didn't really miss any additional context to this, to him being on screen, which I found it out later. But yeah, I thought when the dude punched him and he got hurt, but when he stood up, and I was like, because I was like, he's definitely gonna stand up. I thought it was cool. And then even just having that technology, at one point I was like, man, that would be kind of cool. We could just do that. But then now I'm like, nah.
I thought it was foul that they made that man say when they were asking him about him hacking their company. Do you remember what he said?
I don't remember.
He said, "Why would a man of my standing hack you?"
Oh, wow.
I was like, okay, was that a joke?
Yeah, I think he was making jokes like that the entire time.
It didn't really land though. It just felt like it was a weirdly placed line. I was like, bro, that's fucked up. Y'all did that to that man. Okay, so Gemma, we're gonna skip a couple parts because nothing really happened. Unless y'all have anything to say about that conversation they were having about the AI bill. Did y'all find that interesting at all? Since we had that in real life, I don't know.
Yeah, I thought the parallel was interesting, but I'm a little AI'd out.
I feel you.
Just it seems like everybody's talking about it in shows and movies, and I'm just a little bit fatigued.
That is true.
Yep, I feel you 100%. That's why I was going to skip it.
Yeah.
But so Gemma wakes up to people breaking in her home, and after, this is air quotes, an intense action sequence with these dudes trying to attack Gemma and Katie, we found out that Megan is alive as she helps them fend off the attackers. So Spike, what did you think of this part?
I thought this was really cool. It's like on some like Home Alone type house rig and stuff. I didn't get that it was Megan until she started talking. I thought like, man, that security system and she got it super fly to know to do all of this shit. But it made sense when it was Megan at the end. I thought this was a cool thing.
Ken?
Yeah, I thought it was Megan attacking them, because I think before then we saw the robot in the suitcase.
Yeah, I skipped over.
I know. Yeah, so
yeah, I get
that's fine. I can add it
in the suitcase.
Yeah, I can add that. So so after this, we saw Amelia in the suitcase. She broke out of the suitcase. I was like, what the fuck did I miss? I thought I was like 20, 30 minutes late, bro. And I thought I missed a lot, because now here goes Megan. I didn't even know Megan. So I thought Megan already broke out. That was Megan in the big, tall woman robot, et cetera, et cetera. Damn. So then after this, now I'm starting to like, okay, I ain't miss all that much. So, but prior to then, I was like, what the fuck happened? But yeah, Megan being in that thing, combating that, controlling everything, I thought was dope. It turning out to be the FBI, you can almost kind of see that coming. Like they were definitely setting it up. And then at the, really around this point, he was like, oh, they're making a real comedic turn with this whole thing, with sort of some bait and switch moments. But outside of that, it was pretty good just seeing what Megan could do without even being in her body. And also kind of like the impending threat of just technology in general.
Yeah.
What did you think, Rod, about the FBI breaking in the house and Megan fending him off?
I thought it was okay. Like you said, I didn't realize it was Megan at first, because she did have the house was just kind of talking to her earlier on. Mm-hmm. So the reveal that it was Megan, I was like, okay, let's see what they do with this or whatever. So I'm honestly still kind of interested at this point. It did come off a bit silly. I think the music and all that in this moment, it did feel Home Alone, which that's not what I necessarily wanted. Mm-hmm. So I didn't know what this movie was yet. I'm like, what are they doing? Like it just was not like the first one at this point.
Yep, that was exactly my feeling. I was like, I don't understand what this tone is. This is weird. I didn't call that it was the FBI at first, because I was just like, these seem like mercenaries. And when they were like, oh no, don't call the authorities. We are the authorities. It's the FBI. We came here to talk to you about this blueprint. I was like, well, then why did y'all come in there with guns trying to attack everybody? That didn't make any sense. Right. So that's when I was like, okay, they're clearly going for a campy action comedy at this point. This is no longer a horror movie. But by this point, I was starting to get a little bit annoyed.
Let me ask you guys about this. We were talking about the clips rollout, right? It like watching a lot of it felt like they were trying to prep people for it.
They were.
With all the, oh, hey, guys, I was always going to get a sequel, thing that will pop up in front of movies. So it sounded like they were definitely trying to prep people for this turn, which I thought was a good job. I definitely like you guys, at least most of you guys. I was a little, I just wanted the horror. I think it was better. But Yeah, by now I was like, oh, they going all the way in. They just like, nah,
Well,
this is
even-
what we're gonna do.
Well, even with that part, I know I knew I was gonna always get a sequel. They still made it seem like she was gonna be
The bad
the
guy.
bad guy.
Yes.
Because it was like, what are you doing over there? And then slash and all that.
And even come over there and tell you to be quiet.
Right.
Make you be quiet. Yeah.
Because I think I want to say they've been showing stuff too that makes it seem like she's being evil, like she jump out the glass and about killing somebody. Like some of this stuff's not even in the movie. It's like I've seen like clips that's not even in the movie.
Okay.
So I'm like, wait, they promoted this totally different than what we're seeing right now.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the middle of the two of you. I can see how people would get that it's more of a action comedy movie from not action comedy, but more of an action movie from the trailers. But I think I just saw the trailer and thought, okay, those are just the only action comedy moments. That the rest of it's going to be like weird, creepy, campy horror. But no.
Yeah, just for a little bit more clarity, I didn't even think it was going to be an action movie in the way that it ended up being. But I definitely saw the sass. She was really sassy in all the commercials and stuff like that. So that's what I was like, okay, you're going to get a lot more of this in the movie.
The sass is what I liked. I just wish she was not a good guy. That kind of rubbed me the wrong way. But so Megan tells Gemma that she'll help them stop Amelia if they give her a body. So they put her in this tiny doll that kind of looks like a Teletubby. But then they figure out that Amelia has a kill switch that's at Alton Appleton's place. So they dress Gemma up and they send her there, but Amelia is there as well. So Spike, what did you think about what went down between Amelia and Alton?
Hilarious. You can see what's going to happen. Him poking his chest out, doing the whole "you need a man" thing, and her seducing him without saying too much. You could kind of tell she was AI if you were paying attention, but he just seemed like some overly horny man, so he didn't really catch up on or pick up on the things. But I liked how all of that played out. I think she got access to everything too quickly. I was wondering what a movie was going from there when she already had access to the city and to shut everything down. I was like, well, damn, how they gonna stop her now? But all in all, I thought it was good.
What about you, Ken?
It made sense. It made a lot of sense because that's what she was going to do. She being Gemma was going to do exactly what Amelia ended up doing. So it basically clarified for me watching that Megan was right in terms of like what he would be looking for. So yeah, it definitely played right into his, misuse and abuse of power. His stature, thinking that this woman would just want him, or that he could just go get it. So nah, and even again, I think leaning into the comedy with him. First, it was the dancing, but then him taking the shirt off and doing all the other stuff, which was supposed to be funny, but it did really work for me.
Okay.
But he seemed to be kind of cut up for his age, right?
Yeah, I think that was supposed to be fake.
Yeah, I think that was
It was
supposed
like
to be.
a belly, and then it was like abs on top of the belly.
Also, it was fake like the rest of them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yes.
Got it,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah. That's yeah. Yeah. Did you like this scene, Rod, or was it just like, who cares?
Yeah, I'm like, who cares? Like again, like at this point, I see that this is what the movie's gonna be. Like, and I'm like, I don't know, I don't know. I was real quiet. I was real quiet. Like it was just like,
I laughed out loud a couple of times.
yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty quiet on my theater during this shit too. Yeah. But yeah, I did like when she tore the little thing out of his back of his head and it looked like some Mortal Kombat shit. I thought that was pretty cool, but for the most part, it was just more like, hey, haha, this is kind of funny. And it was like, this really isn't funny though.
So the first one wasn't this funny?
No.
I'll watch it.
It was darker and it was definitely very sassy. But I mean, the first one just kind of got hot really because it was basically off that commercial, the trailer, because she was doing the TikTok dance.
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to see it. I didn't give a fuck about nothing else. I was like, why is this killer robot doing this dance? I have to see this movie. And it was just a fun movie. It wasn't good. It wasn't bad. It was just fun.
Wait, the dance in the movie was a dance they got off TikTok?
That's what I was told. I don't have TikTok. That's what I was told.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought they created that and came up with that. I'm like, I didn't know.
I definitely. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good.
Sorry. The dance they didn't make it up. Both of those dances, this one where she's doing the arms and then where she did the like little flip thing, those are both TikTok dances.
Oh, not that it takes away. It was like it would have been better if it was original, but I get how it still worked because a lot of people watch has TikTok, so they were like, oh, this robot doing that. But Spike, the comedy in the first one is just the way black folks laugh at like horror shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly right.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, it was more of that.
Yeah, it was intentional in this one. It was trying to make us laugh.
Exactly.
Versus just being naturally funny.
They're totally on point with that.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was. The first one felt way more natural, and it almost felt like there was some genius behind it that was marketing it to black people. That's what it felt like.
Yes.
But then this one is like, well, we're going to do that, but we're also going to try to bring in people that like action movies and shit. And it was like, well, why? The first one hit so well.
Yeah,
why
follow
would you
the
do
formula.
this? Follow the formula.
Yeah.
But they didn't. So we find out that Amelia is going to kidnap Katie. So Gemma and Cole are racing to the house, which leads to a scene where there's this robotic exoskeleton that they have in the house attacks Katie and Tess. Were you scared, Spike?
No, I wouldn't. Sky, I don't think I was scared at any point in this movie. There's no jump moment or anything like that. I did find it weird though that all you had to do was throw water on that thing to get to the stop. Like that was the design.
I mean, it was a robot. It was electronic.
But it didn't have no waterproof shit on there. Like,
They ain't
it
got
ain't
that
nothing.
far.
Oh,
Well, they have they said make Megan waterproof.
gotcha. Yeah, all right, that's true.
I guess I see what you're saying, but that made sense. That was just the exoskeleton.
I thought the same thing though.
But it did play there earlier because he was like he had to go to the restroom and she's like, don't use the restroom in this because it ain't waterproof or whatever.
Oh, so they kind of.
And so they played back on that.
Oh, okay. So, but it also made sense for people like you.
Yeah.
That would question was like, nah, they already told you could throw water on.
Right.
So yeah. I thought I was really interested in her like taking over the car and then racing and doing that.
That was fire.
Yeah, and her just the processing power and the computation and all that Megan will have to do to drive fast to get there before Amelia was good. Just to kind of go back a little bit to the earlier scene, did y'all think the dancing stuff was?
You at the first party. This is the second party was the dancing. They was at the con, the AI con thing.
Yeah.
That's what the dancing was.
The dancing scene is when they have to go.
Okay,
They
no,
go back.
we're fine.
This is
we're fine.
after they put Megan in a body. So yeah, we're not at that part yet. Did you already go? Do you have anything to say? All right, cool. So the next scene is Megan leads him to a safe house. And after an argument with Gemma, Katie ends up storming out of the room and she ends up running into Megan, who looks rough. She looks rough, like she was set on fire. She's crispy black. She got some Lil Wayne dreads and she looks terrible.
Wayne Jones
But
is crazy.
starting with Ken and Rod, was it good to see Megan again for the actual first time in this movie?
I like how they did with the Teletubby. I thought that was actually, even though I didn't laugh, but I got it. I thought that was funny. That was cute. I think, especially with the tone that they're going for, just this big fun movie, I think it really worked. And it's just like all the sass and everything coming out of this thing that looks like that, was definitely hilarious because you can't take that serious. And then her saying, "Oh, I want to be taller." The way the parts of the trailer that I saw, I actually thought the taller version of Megan was actually Amelia. So I thought they were going to redesign Megan to be Amelia, and then that version of Megan was going to attack them. That's all I had in my head, but it wasn't the case. So it was good to see Megan again, even though a slightly older version of her, which kind of makes sense because the kid's older now. So, and I guess you wouldn't want to be a doll for forever. Even though I think I prefer the doll. I think it's a little bit more scary, but this version of Megan isn't that.
What about you, Rod? Was it cool to see her again?
Yeah. I mean, it's still a charming character at the end of the day. It's just I just wasn't rocking with the direction. But I think they still have something with the Megan character. Obviously, Spike liked it. So once I kind of got past it and knew this what the movie was, I just settled into it just being all right. And so this is just another all right moment for me, to be quite honest.
Okay.
But I did like the reintroduction to her.
I laughed out loud at the Tubby moment, Ken. She said, "What the fuck is this?"
Oh yeah, that was funny. Yeah, people laughed about theater with that one.
That was actually pretty funny.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, no, she was cool. It was clever. It was clever use of her.
Because I would have been mad at that shit too,
Man,
bro.
what?
Like, man, what the fuck y'all doing? Like, no, we got to know if we can trust you. All right, fine.
So Spike, so the next thing, after they put her in the new body, she starts telling them this story about how she was not the first killer robot. Someone in 1984 created an AI copy system, and they put that in a robot, and then the robot killed people with gas. And Amelia, they find out, is actually trying to get the motherboard from this original robot. So they concoct this plan to go to this event that Cristian is going to be at because they figured out that he knows where the motherboard is. This is the scene you're talking about.
Cristian, Mike.
Cristian, sorry. You're right.
It's actually Cristian.
Cristian. Were you surprised at all that Cristian was involved?
No, he looked like a villain. And they kept doing these little weird shots of his face. Like I wish they hadn't gave that away.
too.
But they made it so obvious that he was a villain, like just with the little face cuts and his expressions and shit like that. So no, I wasn't surprised at all.
What about you, Cam?
No, not really. Not really. It's your typical movie stuff, so it kind of made sense. They tried to throw you off a little bit when they were having the meeting and talking, and I forgot what was the thing he said to her that they called back to later on in the movie, but nah, not really.
Yeah, they definitely gave away that he was the villain. So yeah, it wasn't like a big surprise or anything.
Yep, that was pretty weak, honestly.
Yeah.
But what was not weak was this dance routine, Spike. What did you think of the dance routine when Gemma said, "Get down"?
She said, "Get down."
She said, "Get down."
I thought that was funny. Like I understood. Like at this point in the movie, I'm understanding the appeal of the Megan character in the movies and why people why my theater looked like it looked and why people had high praise of the first one. Even though you guys are saying it's not anything like the first one, I did get the world they were trying to see. And I was like, oh, okay, I see why people like this now. Yeah.
Okay.
It was disappointing because they had done it before. And it was like, we're going to write this into it because we know people really liked that scene. And I was disappointed. I was like, you can't reuse this joke and just rewrite it to make it's just like, no, we've seen this before. And the dance wasn't even all that good. That was the other thing. It was like there are really no moments where the dance is really hitting for a reaction. Dang. So it felt really, really forced. At this point, I'm like, oh, that's all we're gonna get.
Damn.
I'm like, all right, man. It's like, yeah. I was good. I was disappointed at when this happened.
Yeah, they got her doing a robot.
So
yeah,
she didn't get down to you. Yeah, it was really whack.
Like, come on, man. Like that. Like that's all y'all can come up with.
I can't even pretend. That shit was super trash.
Like, come on.
You didn't like the dance routine?
No.
you got to understand this. For us, we had seen it before, but it was in a way better context.
Yes.
It didn't make absolutely no sense, which made it even better.
Yeah.
Yes.
This,
because she was chasing someone to
what
kill
the
them. And they look down the hall at her, and she just starts doing this fucking
gotta watch
dance.
it,
It's
Spike.
hilarious. 'cause
just
it
go
makes no
watch the
sense.
movie, bro.
That's what I'm saying. It's like they try to recreate it,
Like,
Yeah.
I
But-
don't know how often
yeah.
a trailer goes viral.
bro.
Yeah,
This clip, just from the trailer, went absolutely viral. And I think they were trying to recreate that one.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was still good when you saw it.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The trailer made people
Yep.
go watch the movie.
That's a fact.
Yep.
It wasn't like, oh, I already saw this in the trailer. Who cares? No, you laughed
It made
all
sense.
fucking over again. It's like, it's so weird. Why is she doing that?
What?
Yeah,
You
It
gotta watch
made
it,
no
Spike.
sense.
You have to watch it. It's not scary at all. It's
Yeah.
actually funny, but it's definitely a different vibe than this. But all right. So Ken, what did you think of the sequence where Amelia's attacking people at the party?
Amelia was a badass. I will give her that. She was definitely a badass. I kind of wish she would have killed the cop. You know, that shit didn't make any sense. I don't know how he was fucking alive because he was impaled, but whatever. But she was definitely a badass, and I was like, how the fuck are they gonna stop this thing? But no, it was good. I mean, at this point, you get into action, so it was cool.
What about you, Spike?
Yeah, I like this scene. I like the little fit they had on her too. Like when she was dressed in a little armor and she came out of the thing out of nowhere. I liked it. I liked Megan telling him when she did a little scan, "You'll live." When, like you said, he got called by the little thing. It was worse than it is. I thought her humor throughout the movie was really good. But yeah, this worked. Like you said, Ken, you got the action. And I also wondered, I was like, damn, that's a badass robot right there. Like, how they gonna stop her, bro? So yeah.
What about you, Rod? You like this thing?
I actually like Amelia. And I like. I think I actually liked her a little bit more than Megan sometime in this movie. So yeah, no, it was fine. It was fine. Again, at this point, I'm just settled into what they're giving us, and like I said, it's just an alright movie at this point for me. So yeah.
So this scene bothered me a lot because it didn't make sense to me. So I thought they were going there because they knew that Cristian knew where the motherboard was. Amelia was going there because I thought she needed to find out where the motherboard was from Cristian. Why did she try to kill him then? If you go back and watch, during the movie, she throws that javelin thing at Cristian, but Megan saves him and knocks him down, and then she goes, I know, this is weird for me too, when she's on top of him. So when that happened, I was like, wait, I'm lost. I thought she was going there because she needed to find out where the motherboard was, and Cristian knows. So I'm assuming I missed something, because this seems like it would be a big fuck up.
Oh well, I think the mother told her not to protect Cristian at this point.
No, I'm saying, okay. Wait, maybe I said Megan. I meant to say Amelia throws the javelin at Cristian. But the whole point is, if Amelia is going there to find out where the motherboard is from Cristian, why would she try to kill him before he's told her where it is?
Interesting. Yeah, that is a whole.
I think I missed something. I think maybe we all must have missed something, because that seems like a big
plot hole
that doesn't make any sense. And then Megan beating people up just really wasn't all that interesting to me, to be honest. The only thing I thought was funny was when she tried to shoot the cops and the gun, she couldn't do it, and then she said, what the that was fucking hilarious to me.
Because I guess she's programmed to not curse too.
Yeah, because something popped up on the screen that said like she wasn't allowed to curse or something.
She has some really good like one-liners.
She did.
This was weird for me too. That was good.
And when she said, hold on to your vaginas, even though I'd already seen that part, I laughed all over again.
Yeah.
It was funny to me.
And the way she was, like, her responses to the aunt were hilarious. Like,
oh yeah, she was going
aunt,
bitch.
Yeah, she was.
She was reading her all the way.
She should have just shut up. Don't even talk to me, because you never gonna win that
ever. When she said something when she got to the party. Oh, she said something about be careful because Amelia is like really good at disguises, so make sure you pay attention for, da 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 da. And Megan goes, oh yeah, hey everybody, Gemma just gave some really important advice.
Insightful advice. Yo, she was giving her the business.
Megan to be the only good part of this movie.
Yeah.
Megan was cracking me up.
She was.
So Amelia kidnaps Katie, and they go back to the safe house, put a plan together. Cristian tells them where the motherboard is. Gemma has to give Megan a new hand, but that led to this weird scene of them like singing, like she's singing to him.
Funny.
Okay, I was gonna ask. I guess Spike liked it.
My whole theater bust out laughing when she did the Maxwell song.
That was. I think that was
right?
supposed to be the moment this time.
I
think that was supposed to be the dance.
Kate Bush song, but that's fine.
Oh, that ain't Maxwell.
I don't know what song
he remade it.
He remade it.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
But it's fine. That's the version.
Oh, that's the version that they were playing. I was like,
yeah, that's the version black folks know. Because it was on the Maxwell Unplugged,
right? Because it was on Love and Basketball.
Yeah, I didn't even recognize the song.
You remember on Love and Basketball when they first?
No,
I have seen it.
he tried to
just play the shit out of my head.
For no reason. That ain't no try to play.
Yeah.
Love and Basketball?
Yes.
Two things that you probably don't fucking like.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes, I've seen it.
Yeah, he ain't seen Love and Basketball.
My corny ass ain't see that shit, bro. Yes, I've seen it. I don't remember it.
When they first hooked up outside the window, they came on. Ha ha! It's the exact same way that Megan did it. But yeah, I thought that was.
It's actually on a
hilarious.
Maxwell album, Ken. It's not the unplugged version, not
The one we got the fro out and like the brown background.
Yeah, it's on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they put it on that one.
It's on the
Yeah,
soundtrack.
I thought you said it was. I thought you said it was only on the unplugged.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
It's
thought
two
this-
different versions. Like, yeah.
I thought this was hilarious.
Okay. Did you think it was hilarious, Ken?
Bruh, they did the moment. They recreated the moment with a different moment. That's what I got from because the shit fucking came out of nowhere.
That's what made it funny.
Like,
She
bro,
put her hand.
She put her hand on that
man,
part was funny.
this was probably the highlight of the movie for me, in all honesty, because it was right around this time I was starting to doze. I ain't gonna lie, bro. She's sitting there giving this whole heartfelt speech about this, about that, and I'm like, man, I don't want to hear this shit, bro.
Right.
And when she started singing, I was like, yo, Spike, just like me, everybody was in there just cracking up.
I think this was the only moment the lady next to me
Laugh.
laughed.
And
like,
the visible irritation. Like she was the girl, the actor.
oh yeah, they
she
didn't
was
shy away
visibly
from that.
irritated. I
Like
loved
she
it.
was like, "What the fuck are you
She's like,
doing?"
you better not sing.
Yeah, exactly.
She better not sing the hook.
And she did.
Right.
She did. That's what made it so funny because it was so long.
Yes, that's
If
why.
she just sang like a verse, like, all right, but she did like half the fucking song.
Right.
So it got so awkward.
The only thing I was like, I don't like. Okay, so now even though they did a good job of keeping this a secret, but now like I don't know what else they could do if they did a part 3. But anyway,
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. Like they recreated the moment with a different moment. This was the moment that was that we saw in the first one. So yeah, I thought it was cool. I wasn't like busting out my seat laughing. I was just like, oh my god, what are they doing? So yeah, I thought it was good for other people.
I was definitely laughing out loud because it's so like stupid and somewhat obnoxious, and it's just like, bro, why are you singing this song? Like, why are you doing this? And then the response for Gemma to just abruptly stop her like that, it was like, all right, enough's enough.
I did like that though. She was just like, this is how a robot would show empathy. So
Yeah.
I did like that.
That was good how she pointed that out.
Yeah.
Your idea of this.
This is your idea of empathy. Nobody want to hear your bullshit. Nobody wants to hear your bullshit empathy or some shit like she said. Yeah.
All right, so they go to the place where the motherboard is. Cole goes in the front door, and Megan, for whatever fucking reason, she decides to fly down there. I don't understand
I
why.
thought she was trying to hit some target. On
She
me.
did.
So
It's like, but yeah,
Could've
Mike's
jumped.
right. Why you got the little bat wings? I forgot what they call them.
From
I just
Avengers.
don't understand.
Avengers.
Yeah,
Right.
Avengers. Like, why are you
Flight
doing
suit.
Mission Impossible shit, bro? You Ethan Hunt now?
I didn't understand it.
I think it was just to create something cool.
Yeah, but it was like, make it make sense. Make it there be like a reason why she has to jump off this fucking cliff over here. But
Because they never really explained that. Like, most of the time when you have scenes like that, it was like, okay, here's how we're going to break into the building. And they walk through the steps. They was like, Megan, you're going to be up here because we have this small sit on there. We don't know how else we're going to get here. So you're going to have to fly down and drop in. Like, they didn't give us any of that. They just did it.
yeah.
Yeah, so I feel you. Because I was confused, too. I was like, why is she flying?
So this is one of the parts where I started to think the movie was getting way overly complicated. But they go back to the safe house, and that's when they start thinking that Megan is the one controlling Amelia. But then, like, half a minute later, we find out that it's Cristian that's controlling Amelia. So, Rod, were you surprised by this? And what did you think of his idea of why he did it?
I was not surprised by this. I thought they gave him good motive of why he did it. I think his whole his motive was okay. I feel like I wasn't surprised, but I did kind of get his motive a little bit.
The motive wasn't the issue. But yes, I am with you, Mike, in terms of like the sort of like, we got you thing that they were doing, you know, and it's like, it is somewhat like almost felt too obvious. It was like, oh, you're trying to make it seem like it was Megan, but it's really not
Right.
Megan. It's just like, nah, you're not, like we've seen these tricks before, and you can pull them and do them, but they have to be written and done well and executed well. I just would have honestly preferred Megan to have been the villain, even though that would have been your stereotypical cliche sort of movie thing. I think it would have returned her back to villain.
Yeah.
And they could have made that, even though we were far from horror, but maybe they could have kind of mixed something in there to kind of salvage this instead of her being the good guy.
I think they were too far gone with the good guy stuff in order to do that, though.
Yeah, you're right.
Because our whole operation system was to protect little girl.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah, they made it way. Like, first of all, they didn't let it breathe enough when they said that Megan did it and she had switched it up. Like, they immediately, like, went to it. And then they gave it away by showing, like, they shot straight to his face. It's like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
he got something to do with it.
Yeah.
Like, the camera work in there and just, like, the visual clues that they were giving away was just too overt. They didn't let it breathe enough to where you would even, as a audience member, like, maybe. Because I do agree with what one of y'all said, like, I think it would have been a better movie if they had known, like, what the aunt said, like, oh shit, she tricked us, and now she's trying to do all this because she wanted to do it all the way along. But I guess it is against her programming. But I think that would have made a better plot twist than the one that they tried to give with Cristian.
Yeah, like, so his plan was apparently to convince people that AI is bad. So he was trying to get this Amelia to just go around killing people. But again, it makes no fucking sense because a couple of scenes before that, Amelia tried to kill you. So if you were in control, why would you say, hey, throw a really sharp pole at me because I'm hoping somewhere in here Megan will come save me? What? It doesn't make any sense. I'm so lost by this. But Cristian puts... What were you going to say?
Did he lose control over her at the one shit?
They didn't say that.
Yeah.
Cristian puts a Neuralink in Gemma's head, which helps Gemma escape because Megan is now in her head. But also, Katie and Cole reset Amelia to have Megan in it. Was it cool at all to y'all watching Gemma having to beat up all those RoboCops?
It should have been more cooler, because I felt like the idea of having them, in the same body could have really been interesting. But it just felt like something was really missing for me in terms of how they executed it. Because I went back and forth. I was like, oh, man, that's kind of cool. And then seeing her fight, it was like, but it's just like, maybe I needed to hear them talk a little bit more back and forth, while she's in the head. Maybe that could have been some, I don't know what it could have been, but maybe I felt like I needed more of that to really drive home the fact that she's in there. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't fun. I just felt like they were onto something. They just didn't quite pull it off.
Yep. Spike?
Agreed. I thought it was average. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good, like Ken said, but I did think it was cool, especially when she first heard her talk and she freaked out, and then she figured out she could cut her off by saying, switch back and switch. All of that stuff was cool, and I think they cut away from the fight just the right more. Like, seeing her beat up the first couple of guys was cool, but then the other one stormed in. I was like, we're going to have to sit through the rest of this, too, with her fighting them. So I think they did a smart job in cutting away from that, too.
Nothing, Rod?
No, I thought I already talked about this for earlier.
Did you?
Oh,
I thought I did.
okay.
About Gemma being in the suit and beating up all those RoboCops?
Oh, no, not that part. Yeah, that came after I had said that. But nah,
What about when she was knocked out and then Megan had completely?
That was
cool.
kind of cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ken. Thank you. Yeah. That was cool. I like that. I was curious to see how they were going to do that part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because she was just like slumped over with the hair on her face. So that shit was dope.
Yeah.
No, that shit was dope.
And I felt like that was good, and if
Yeah.
they could have found a way to do something, I don't know what it is. Again, I'm not the writer, the creative genius, but
Right.
I felt like that was a moment there, and having a little bit more of that, whatever it is, would have really had people walk away like, man, when she did this.
Yeah.
No, that was cool. That was a good point out.
Yep. That was probably the only part of this sequence that I enjoyed. I didn't really care seeing, Gemma. Gemma's starting to just annoy me. But watching
She was
her,
annoying.
she's
Very much
she's
so.
just stupid.
Very much so.
Just like the things she does and says are just so dumb. And I agreed with Megan when she got mad at her and was like, I told you to stay in the fucking car with her.
Yeah.
And you decided to not listen, and now she's gone.
Put her at risk. Yeah.
So yeah, but watching her beat up all the cops, I was like, I don't care. But when she got knocked the fuck out, and then she fucking did that weird ass yoga thing, I was like, oh shit, all right, I see why Daniel was hitting that in Get Out. I see what's going on there.
Oh shit, that's who that is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cristian grabs Katie, and Gemma tells Katie how to fight back by referencing Steven Seagal movies, which is a callback to earlier that Katie is really into Steven Seagal because she's now into martial arts. So, was it cool?
I thought that was.
Oh, you might have missed that, Ken.
I thought that was
did.
corny and cool. Like it was a corny part about it, but they knew it was going to be corny. And then when she finally calls it out to the girl, oh, like shit, yeah, do the whole thing. But I thought because they did show Steven Seagal in the locker at her school, so we were supposed to get it, but it played a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same for you?
Yeah.
All right. I thought it was tight when she jumped over the edge and broke
pulled
his
his
fucking
arm
arm.
down.
I was like, oh. But, okay, so Amelia, and I'm assuming I missed, I don't know. Everything was jumping around. I was getting really fucking confused. But Amelia kills Cristian. We don't see it, but she does. And she comes out with his arm. And that leads to the final fight between Megan and Amelia. Megan's all fucked up, jaw hanging off and all that shit, but she's like, hey, bro, let's go. So she fights Amelia one last time. So, Rob, what'd you think of this final fight? If you even remember it.
Yeah, I don't quite remember this fight.
It was a bunch of fucking kung fu, and then Megan ran up, and Amelia shot her in the stomach with the gun.
Yeah, I don't
blame
I
you.
like that.
Why is Kung Fu always like to go to? Or karate or something like that?
It's dynamic.
It's like, who else? I mean, what
Ultimate
you gonna,
fighting
they
style.
can't like do UFC. That'd been real weird. But I don't know. Either one of y'all, did y'all think this was cool? The final fight?
It was fine. Yeah, it wasn't like, oh shit, this is the last night. It was fine.
No, I think we needed to see a fight, so we got one, and I thought it was cool. I like when her jaw was messed up, and then she kind of put it back in place. I thought that was cool as well.
Yeah.
I don't know why it stayed in place.
Because it's a goofy ass movie.
So I thought it would have fell right back down. They should have did that. Because I was like, because that's what I thought was going to happen. I was like, it's going to, like, you can't just put it up and then it's just stuck there. So I don't know. Because I think her fighting like that would have actually been kind of cool with her jaw fucked up. Because she looked like horrifying and scary. Now imagine something like that chasing you, Spike.
Man, with the jaw and the
Man, bro,
teeth
like what the
over
fuck?
here,
Hey,
it was
man, I'm
crazy.
telling you. Yeah.
Well, using the kill switch that's installed in her arm, Megan jumps on Amelia, and they set the kill switch off, and they're both dead. Rod, were you sad?
No.
Damn. Not at all?
Nope.
Damn. Spike, were you sad?
Nah, not
Damn.
sad.
Nobody's sad.
I figured that, of course, Megan was gonna find some type of way to be still around.
Ken, were you sad?
No, but I was thinking about like the ramifications or more along the lines of what's next. Like, okay, is we just going to do Mega 2.0 and leave it there? Or are we going to do 3.0? You do 3.0, how? Of course, the back or whatever. So, but I was like, I guess the thought that went through my head was like, this would be better if she's actually really dead. And we just end it right there. So that was it. Because we didn't even really see the little girl was all that sad. Like they all were just kind of like, oh well, she's dead. Like I don't know. It was kind of weird. But the same thing, you didn't account for one thing, and then it blew up, and then she was dead. But they didn't look like they were really sad.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that one. It didn't really seem like the whole scene just didn't really work for me because once again, it didn't make sense. Okay, Megan is in the cloud at some point, and that's how she's been hovering around for 2 years. if Amelia just went and got all of this knowledge and power, why is she not in the cloud? Unless she is, and they're holding that for part 3. But I was just like, why are we supposed to be sad, acting like both of them are dead? You already know Megan can go up into the cloud. So what the fuck is this? So I didn't care. I thought it was a lame scene, but the movie ends showing that Megan is still alive. Oh my God, can't believe it. And she's in Gemma's house still, controlling I think she was like the little Microsoft paperclip guy.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's fucking it, man. That's it. Spike, are you here for Megan 3?
If we review it, I may go back and watch one. But yeah, I would go see it. It was a fun experience. It was a cool experience at the movies.
I honestly don't know. I know if it drops, I'll watch it. But I think this drastic turn in an attempt to make it a little bit more mainstream, maybe, and to playing on the success and maybe the commentary they've seen around the movie after it dropped. I don't know if it necessarily worked. And I haven't seen what a lot of people were saying, so I don't know what the response has been, just from people that are probably less critical than that I am or we are or whatever. Because maybe the regular folks that just want to go have a good time and watch Megan be sassy and do all this shit, they probably just walked away and just had fun. Then you would definitely see a 3. I think they need to go back to, if they do a third one, they need to find a way to balance horror with action. So if Amelia comes back, have her going around fucking killing people. But I'm not here, honestly, for Megan being good and being like a friend, what do they call him? Teletubby or Tubby Bubby or Buddy or whatever.
My buddy.
Yeah, with her, like, nah, man. Chucky always came back to kill motherfuckers, bro. Megan should always be hunting her and trying to kill this motherfucker or whoever. Although the programming was to protect the kids, so I think they're kind of stuck in this rut because that was her primary directive. But I don't know, man. Yeah, it's. I think they're stuck. I don't know what they can do.
Yeah, I'm with you. I would see 3, but I just don't know what the fuck I would expect, because it's just like, you already made Megan a good guy. I mean, if y'all did it on like the third one or the fourth one, I feel like it would have made more sense. Like, give us time with the Megan that we just saw before you change her. So,
In Terminator, on the third one, did he switch back to being a villain?
I don't even know.
I don't think he ever did. If they did, he had a version of him. Like, it was like 2 different versions of him or something like that.
Think about the motherfucker that he was trying to protect them from.
John Connor.
Oh,
Man,
in the
that
second,
motherfucker.
in the second one?
Man, bro, the villains in Terminator, when he turned good, were fucking terrifying.
Well,
They were a motherfucker.
I guess
bro.
Amelia was too. Amelia was
We didn't see a
bad.
lot of that though. Remember?
Yeah, we didn't see a lot of it, but you could tell that she was a bad motherfucker.
And I think they probably missed the mark with that. We saw the one
Yeah.
fight. We saw her snatch the thing off dude's neck. We saw her the action fight. And then the next time we the fight at the club or whatever. And then the next time we see her, she's in a chair slumped over, and then she got reprogrammed.
Yeah.
And then we see her turn back evil again.
Yeah.
Like, it makes sense for them to try to make this route work, being that the Terminator route works so well. So it makes sense. It's like we want Chucky, but they want to give us Terminator, and so either one could work, right? But I think they like the way the Terminator worked better than Chucky.
Yeah.
Essentially, is what's happening right now.
And the other thing that I was asking myself is, we had the dancing in the first one that worked. I haven't seen people's response to the singing, but for me that worked. So you're 2 for 2. I don't know what this third weird, off-putting kind of, I don't know what the fuck this is, but it works sort of thing that they can do.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like, to go 3 for 3 is tough. Now we're looking for it.
Yeah.
And that's really, really hard to accomplish.
Yeah.
They got folks with this one because people were expecting the dancing. Now we know we got dancing, singing. Maybe they'll do singing again, but what's the other thing?
This is gonna be more AI shit.
So
And as much as AI keeps growing and changing, and people have opinions on it, I think they'll have a movie to make.
oh yeah, they'll always have a story with AI now. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think they'll be okay. I know it was a little off putting to us because we were expecting the first one, but now that they've given us this, we may be a little bit more forgiving on the third one. I can speak for myself. I might be a little bit more forgiving on the third one
Because we know what to expect.
I know
Yeah.
what to expect at this
Expectations are
point.
set.
I'm
Yeah.
kind of with you on that. Yep.
Yep.
Well, all right. I can't remember if I said it or not. I will probably end up seeing Megan 3. Okay, cool. All right. So, yeah, that's going to do it for this review. Make sure you leave some comments. Let us know what y'all thought of our takes. And let us know what else y'all want us to review that's coming out soon. So drop some comments. You can do that on Spotify now, but you can also do it on our Reddit page, which is reddit.com/frames per second podcast. So we will see y'all next time. We out.